Alright guys, Dr. Summers back here with another recording for you guys. I found some mushroom ravioli in my freezer today, so I thought I'd give you a quick idea of a sauce for it. So what we're going to need is, we're going to use some lemon. So I got a couple lemons here, some onion, and some butter. So this is a take on a French sauce known as a beurre blanc. Which normally means acid, butter, and some onion. So we got lemon, butter, and onion. So to start off, we're going to need about a quarter of an onion. So we'll cut it in half, and we'll cut one of our halves in half, and we'll peel. Make a little room as we go, and we'll peel. So when you peel an onion, all you want to do is make sure you get all the papery layers off. Once you get that, you can cut out the little bit here at the end that's papery, and you can cut the root out. Right? And what we want for this onion is kind of a very fine slice. So again, we'll use our trick where we keep the knife connected to our fingers, and we'll just try to make it into very thin slivers. As you go along, one mistake I tend to make when I cut is I twist this way, so that's something I need to correct for. You should kind of notice what your mistakes are when you cut. Now, once it starts to get on level, you can turn it on its side and cut through this way. I notice I haven't got rid of any of the root. All the root, so I'm going to go through it this way as well. The size of the slice in this, the kind of uniformity of the slice here is not important. Then I need the juice of a couple lemons, and what we really need is this juice to just cover the bottom of the pan and a little bit extra. So to juice a lemon, rolling it like this first tends to release juices. Other things we could do are put it in the microwave for like half a minute, but my microwave is currently holding my other camera, so I can't do that. So I'll just roll these two lemons. I'll start with that. Cut them in half. All right, so there's a couple ways you can juice a lemon. You could juice through your fingers into the pan, or if you have one of these contraptions, this guy's great for it. It's really probably my favorite way to juice a lemon. So we'll just get some lemon juice into our pan. So we got, so far, I used one whole lemon, one whole. I'll cut this other one in half. We have two whole. Just got myself in the face. Two whole lemons. And based on how generous your lemons are, you could use different amounts. I think I'm going to need a third. I want just a little bit more lemon in here. So give it another roll. I'll cut in half, and we got a third. All right. And now what you want to do, once you get all this lemon juice in there, and I'm always making sure I didn't get any seeds in there. It looks like you just got a little bit of pulp. That's fine. I'll get all that lemon in there. Let's move that. It's kind of in the way. Get all that lemon in there. Scoop up our onion, our thinly sliced onion. Get that in there. And we turn the heat on. So the heat wasn't on before that. We turn the heat on here, spread this out, and kind of let it start going. Now I got this on high heat. We want to reduce the amount of lemon juice in the pan by about a half. So for what that means to me is I have maybe a quarter, an eighth of an inch of lemon juice in the pan. So there'll be next to nothing left while it reduces. While that's going on, I'll clean up a little bit. Always good to work clean. It's harder to work clean when you're also making a video. But what are we going to add to that? We're going to add butter. And how much butter do we need? Well, it's about probably a third of a stick of butter. So we get our third of a stick of butter, which I just cut off of mine right here. And I'm going to just cut it into little pads. A little pad of butter. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put these into our pan individually and swirl it around. And as we swirl around, we'll create what's called an emulsion. That's fat and water, namely in this case the butter and the water in the lemon juice, that'll come together to make a sauce. Alright, so our lemon juice has started simmering. We're going to want to add seasoning to this. So I have unsalted butter here. You should always use unsalted butter because you can change the level of salt in your dish at the end. Very few occasions you want salted butter. I just added salt and pepper to that. And we're going to let our sauce start to reduce. Now next to my sauce, I have a pot of water going, which I'm going to put my ravioli in right now. Put my ravioli in. Now you should always follow the directions on the package. My package says my ravioli should take about 4 minutes. So in about 4 minutes, I'll test them, see how we're doing. I'm going to get this in the pot. Anytime you put pasta in the pot, you should stir right away, just to make sure you don't have any sticking to each other. Any sticking. Now, I have to give a little wipe here. I seem to got a little steam on my camera. But my lemon juice has reduced to about the level we want. My onions are starting to cook a little bit. I got some salt and pepper in there. And here's where we add our butter. Now just one little piece at a time. Drop the heat to medium and you swirl your butter around your pan. You want your butter just to melt slowly. And you swirl it around the pan. And as this swirling creates agitation, agitation helps create your emulsion. So once one disappears, you add the next, and you just keep swirling. Just keep swirling. Okay, now since I have a kind of an electric stove here, I have to pick it up off the heat. If you start losing heat in the pan, you can put it back down and then swirl some more. Alright, it's disappeared. I add another pat of butter. And we swirl a little bit more. And you should see that your sauce is starting to come together. It's more than just liquid now. It has a little bit of body to it. Alright, and we swirl a little bit more. Now you might be asking what happens if you didn't swirl. Well then, the fat and water in your sauce won't come together. And they won't be, it won't be emulsified, it won't be one sauce. You'll have kind of a sloppy mess of oily substance on top of lemon juice. So you always want to keep swirling to make sure it comes together. We only have one pat of butter left. And once it really kind of gets a decent emulsification going, you can swirl a little less and maybe do a little stirring instead, just to make sure it comes together. Okay, here we go, a little bit more. Last piece of butter. Last piece of butter. I'm going to kill the heat. Just give it a swirl. And there's this is our beurre blanc. Our white, beurre meaning butter, blanc meaning white in French. It's a white butter sauce. It goes really good on chicken, goes really good on fish. And in this case, it's going to go really good on mushroom ravioli. Now, one way to finish this, some fresh herbs, if you have any. Unfortunately, it's a little early in spring for that. but some parsley or some sage in it would be really good. Even some rosemary would be good. So my pasta's now just about done. So let me show you the completed dish. What I like to do is we drain our pasta, get as much water out as we can, and then just dump that right into my sauce. Dump that right into my sauce. And we give it a little toss. A little toss in the pan. There we go. Now, and there is our mushroom ravioli in beurre blanc sauce.